guys, welcome to another exercise for your video post course. For this project, we will be doing rotoscoping. Okay, so I'm just going to show you an example of an output of rotoscoping. So here you can see that our image is in black and white, or our video is in black and white. But with rotoscoping, you're able to isolate parts of the video and add color to it. And then also here, you can see both of our subjects is in color. By rotoscoping, you're able to cut out this actress over here and then change the color in Adobe After Effects, like so. And also in rotoscoping, you are sort of like creating several shapes to form your character or to form your rotoscope. I'm going to show that to you later as well. All right? So let's get started. So we are in After Effects. So currently After Effects has 3 ways to do rotoscoping. I'm going to omit the last part, which is rotoscoping using Mocha Pro, because it's a bit complex, and then I'm not so sure if all of your laptops will be able to handle it. So for this video, I will be showing you the old school way of doing it, and then also the shortcut one. Okay? So here we have our video and we have our subject isolated over here. So if you click on our layer, you can see that we rotoscoped this using mask in Adobe After Effects. And then after that, we just placed it on top of our original. And then this one, we altered the color so that it would look like it's in black and white. Okay, so I'm just going to hide all of these and then bring in our original footage. Okay, so to be able to cut out parts of the video, we would be using the pen tool over here. Okay, the pen tool can be found on our toolbar above. So you can just click on that and then start drawing. So to start drawing, we would need to draw our character or our subject in several parts. Because if you would draw your mask for the whole character like this, it will be very hard to control once our subject is moving left or right. So the best practice of rotoscoping is doing the shapes in several parts. So for this part, I will just be rotoscoping the skirt. So I might speed up the video so that you would not have to wait for me to create the whole thing. Okay, so the first thing I would do is just use the pen tool and start creating the mask for the skirt. Okay, so we are almost done. For every mask, just make sure to close down your mask by clicking on the last point, so that our rotoscope will be complete. So if we go to our timeline and open our layer properties, we can see we have masks over here. Let's open that up and then let's set the mask to none so that we are able to see the original image. As we scrub our video, as you can see, our mask stays still. It doesn't flow with our video. For every frame, we would need to move each of these points so that it would cut out our subject. Okay? So to do that, I'm gonna click on the stopwatch icon here under our mask, and then that would add a new keyframe here in our timeline. So this would be my initial keyframe for our mask. So normally for beginners, what they would do is they would move the time slider forward and then they would keep on adjusting our mask like so, and then move the time slider forward again and keep on adjusting our mask. While that is correct, that is also very inefficient. Okay, so I'm going to show you the right way of masking things out or laying out keyframes for our mask. So the best practice is you would create a keyframe at the beginning and then maybe move it down around maybe the 12-second or 12 frame mark. So you would do a big gap. And then from here, that's when you would move the points to match our skirt. Okay? So also another shortcut is if you double click on one of the points, you will have this transform control. So now you are able to rotate all of the points at the same time and also scale it up. So that is also true if you would select parts of the points, like for example this one. If you double click this, since we are only selecting this part, this is only the points that we are able to move. Okay, so you can also use this. And then if you're a little bit confused on using the transform tool for our mask, you can just click on each point and just adjust it manually. Okay, so we adjusted our skirt from frame 0 to frame 20. Once you're done adjusting with the big gaps, like so, maybe let's also create another keyframe over here. Okay, now so we created 3 big keyframes for our mask. As you can see, After Effects tries its best to find the in-between or the in-between position of our mask, but sometimes it will make a lot of mistakes. So it's up for us to correct those mistakes. So what I usually do is create 3 big gaps or more for our mask, and then work our way towards the inside, or and then work our way in between. So for example, I have this keyframe over here and this keyframe over here. The next keyframe I would adjust would be in the middle. Okay, so we have adjusted the points. Let's go in between of this keyframe and in this keyframe. Okay, so by the way, to deselect your mask, just click outside and it will deselect all of the points that you have selected here, and then you can start from the beginning again. Okay, as you can see, if we scrub this, our mask is now behaving how it should be. Then let's also create another keyframe in between these 2 gaps. Okay, so that looks good. Next is let's do another keyframe in between these 2 big gaps. So as you can see, we can just select all of our points over here, double click it, and then let's move it to the side. Maybe we could also rotate it and scale it up. You can also move the pivot point by clicking and dragging this button and then moving the pivot point there so that we are able to rotate our points in this position. Okay, next, let's do another keyframe in between these 2 gaps, and then let's adjust the points. Okay, and then let's do a keyframe in between these 2 gaps to finish our rotoscope. Okay, so now we've successfully rotoscoped the skirt of our actress. So if we click on add, we can see that our skirt is now being cut out from our video. What you need to do is just bring another video underneath it and then apply a color correction. For example, let's select our layer, go to Effect, Color Correction, and then let's click on Hue and Saturation. And then from here, we will reduce the master saturation. Okay? So what our rotoscope is doing is here, this is our layer for our rotoscope. It solos the part of our skirt. So we have our original video in the background here, wherein we can change the color to black and white. And then we have our rotoscope on top of it, wherein we just isolate the skirt. If we were to continue this, we would also need to create another mask, like so. So I'm just also gonna make this mask set to none again so that I'm able to see the whole video again. And next, I'm gonna create maybe the blouse of our actress. So to do that, I can intersect my mask with our skirt like so. And then I'm just going to create the blouse part. I'm gonna set this to none. And then I'm gonna start my rotoscope again. So I'm gonna open the mask settings, and then I'm gonna click on the mask path, stopwatch icon to add a keyframe, and then I will do big gaps again. So I'm gonna go to my selection tool again, double click this and adjust this, and then move our points. And then let's place another big gap over here. Scale it up. And then another big gap over here. Double click our point again. And then scale it up. So the next step would be we would need to go inside each of these two big keyframes and then adjust the points from there. And so on and so forth. Okay, so now if we select both of our masks and then let's set it to add, we have our blouse and our skirt isolated from our video. Now if we turn on the view for our other video, which is color corrected in black and white, and place our rotoscope on top of it, we can now see that we have isolated that part of the video only to have the colors turned on. So for the other parts, as you can see, I divided it into the skirt, the blouse, and then just the head, and then just a big oval shape for the arms, and then I rotoscoped each and every one. So that is rotoscoping using mask. Next, I will show you how you would do it in RotoBrush.